Welcome back to another video, friends. Today we'll be talking about keyboard and mouse and controller on Marathon and which input is king and which one I think is better. So let's get into it. Alright, I'm going to show you guys my settings. So I'll actually start with mouse and keyboard because it is the least amount to talk about. All of this is all preference. I have kept it the same. The only thing I've changed is my look sensitivity and my ADS sensitivity multiplier or modifier. Keep mine at 7.7 and 22. I play on 1000 DPI, so most of the buttons here, if I want to move them, I'll just move them to my mouse. I keep everything else pretty much stock. Now, controller, a little different. So, standard stick layout. Look sensitivity, I play on a 6. And then my modifier, my sensitivity modifier, I also play on a 0.7. I just like it being able a little bit slower when I'm ADSing just so I can track better and keep my shots on point. My response curve, I play on linear. You guys are gonna have to go in and figure out what you like the most. I like linear. I think it feels the smoothest. It's just like I don't know, man. It just feels buttery to me. The vertical and horizontal, you're weird if you play like that. I'm sorry. Shoot me. You're weird. My dead zones, for those guys who play FPS a lot, you guys will know what to do with this. Essentially, you want the number as low as possible without your sticks moving by themselves. So 0.03 worked for me on both sticks. I use a Razer controller that has Hall effects in it, so I don't have stick drift. For those who have stick drift, you know what to do. You know it's gonna be the same for every game essentially. I know Battlefield was a little weird with this, but Battlefield as a whole is weird with controller settings. So auto look centering, controller vibration, both off. Double press delay, I am not quite sure what this even is. I just kept it on the lowest. And then swap bumpers and triggers, I have that off, obviously. I know a lot of people on PlayStation, they like to swap their triggers to their buttons just for that faster press. I have the trigger stops on the back of my controller, so I have no need for that. But on those of you who are, I guess even a stock Xbox controller, you can flip it if you want. I just prefer the Xbox triggers than the PlayStation triggers. So if I was on PlayStation and didn't have trigger stops, I would also switch those buttons to the top. The last thing on controller that you're going to need to do if you want to play like me is your melee, put that to B, and then your crouch, put that to R3. Essentially, it's just a tactical button layout. So there's no overall button layout you can switch to. All I have is a stick layout. Every other game, it's called tactical. Been playing like that for years. That's how I play a marathon. So try these settings out. See if you like them. Let me know what you guys think. All right, so controller versus keyboard and mouse. Which do I think is better? So I think it plays a lot like other crossplay games, and the fact that on controller, I would say medium to up close range, controller's got the edge. Not saying that mouse and keyboard can't be good, because it is. I mean, if you're good at mouse and keyboard, it doesn't matter what range you're at. But at that, especially at that close to medium range, controller exceeds. Long range, mouse and keyboard takes it. I mean, overall, the aim assist isn't too bad in this game at long range. Like, it's definitely viable. Like, I was able to snipe and hit people with marksman rifles on a controller earlier today. But as far as handling recoil with like automatic weapons with a mouse and keyboard, so much better on mouse and keyboard than it is controller. The other thing is the with controller is the looting. It just sucks. Not being able to drag items is terrible. I mean, I guess hitting A or holding A. I think you hold A to activate something, and then you just hit A to move it to your bag. I don't know. I guess you can get used to it. It's not that bad. Obviously, if you're on a console, you have no choice. Like you just have to get used to it. But mouse and keyboard, I like being able just to drag items. Especially in an M raid, and looking really quick. I hear footsteps or whatever. I can just drag, be done. I guess hitting a button's the same thing. I don't know. I panic more when I have to hit a button. For me, it's easier just to swipe my mouse across, to put that item in my bag, or put an item in my bag into the loot crate or other bag I'm looting. I think it's just better. I think this game overall was made for mouse and keyboard in mind, especially in the main menus. Like maneuvering your vault is terrible on controller. Uh, Terrible. You can't drag anything. That's what gets me is you can't drag. So if I want to swap weapon places, I can't drag it. Same thing in raid. If I want to drag a weapon into my bag or drag a weapon to the other bag, I can't do that. I have to drop it or put it in my bag. I think you can swap. I think maybe if you swap to that weapon, and then if it's on the ground or if it's in a bag, you can hold. I forget the button to hold it, but you can hold the button and it'll swap it. But again, man, the dragging is just so much easier. And I feel like they could. I don't know if you could hold A and then use the stick to drag. I don't know if that'll be a good thing, but overall, just maneuvering menus is way easier on mouse and keyboard. It's way smoother. Gameplay overall, I think I like the controller in gunfights. I'm gonna play a little bit more today and tomorrow on controller, and then I'll swap over to mouse and key again. But I've been really enjoying getting into gunfights on a controller over mouse and keyboard. Movement wise, gunplay wise, I'm more of a short to medium range player anyways, so controller just works for me. But then as soon as I start looting, I'm like, fuck, this sucks. Give me my mouse and keyboard back. So most of the time in the main menu when I'm preparing for a raid, I use mouse and keyboard, and then once I'm in the game, I'll use a controller, and I just have to suck it up when it comes to looting. So that's my final verdict. Both are viable, both feel great. Gameplay wise, for the caveat that when it comes to looting, mouse and keyboard, just controller's not even a competitor, man. It sucks. So you guys on console will never, experience the glory of looting with the mouse and keyboard. So let me know what you guys are using. If you're on a PC, using mouse and keyboard or controller, what settings are you using? Which one do you prefer? So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share the video. Hope you all have a great one. Later.